food. It's something we all know about, but unfortunately I feel it's something that we all don't know enough about. For example, here in America, we all suffer from a national eating disorder. I'm sure you've all seen, the news stories and headlines, or you may know somebody in your life who has diabetes or heart disease or something similar. And I want you to think about that as we talk about this. Cultures that have consumed traditional diets based largely on plants have had strikingly low rates of chronic disease, as opposed to the chronic disease we see here in America. And another example that illustrates this point is during the war years, when we were short on supplies, we were rationing meat and dairy products, and during that time, uh, the rate of heart disease temporarily plummeted. So, the main point of this talk is to eat food, not too much, and mostly plants. This is because if we reduce our consumption of meat, um, I really don't know, I forgot the point there. But anyway, um, you'll basically the dietary food pyramid. You're all familiar with that, right? That was kind of developed not by scientists who were trying to say who we were going to, or what we were going to eat to be healthy. It was developed by the food industry in order to sell more food. Basically, any government document that deals with food, they're not allowed to use the language "eat less of anything." If you go through any government document that has to do with food, you will never find the words "eat less" anywhere. Instead, they use language such as, like, say you need to reduce your consumption of meat, which is what scientists would recommend. However, that would harm the food industry. So instead, the scientists have to put in language such as the following: choose meats, poultry, and fish that will reduce saturated fat intake. And do you see the difference there? How one says eat less, but the other doesn't actually tell you to eat less, it tells you to choose more, which is the exact opposite of what you should be doing. Notice how the items most recommended at the bottom of the food pyramid, the grains and anything that comes from a cow, whether it be beef or dairy or cheese, those are the ones that are recommended the most. And if you also look at the way our lobbyists and food industry is structured, those are the most profitable industries because they're the ones that are subsidized. So they have the more interest in selling us more of those products, even though it's not healthy for us. So rule number one of eating is to eat food. This means whole foods, like foods that you can recognize. So most of the information I'm getting is from my favorite author, like Michael Pollan. He used to write for the New York Times, and I first got hooked on him with an article called The Unhappy Meal, and I recommend everyone here at least read the first paragraph of it. He talks about everything that started our decline in health in America. Sorry, I'm relying on my notes way too much. He has some other rules here that I find kind of entertaining, and because they're true, but they're also funny. If it came from a plant, eat it. If it was made in a plant, don't. Don't buy food where you buy your gasoline. This is another problem we have. You're going to end up with more processed foods than whole foods. Which brings me to eat foods that will eventually rot. If the food's not going to go bad and it's not going to rot, it's not food. And then eat food that you can picture the ingredients. If you're eating something you can't picture the ingredients or what it is, where it came from, it's probably not going to be all that great for you. As a result, we will live longer, healthier lives, and that's the purpose of eating food, is to live, and I hope you all were able to take something away from this.